Welcome back to Feel Free, the only podcast that will tell you to chase your dreams and also call you out on all your bullshit, myself included. If you haven't already, give us a like, subscribe, follow, and share on all your favorite listening and social media platforms because we really need it. Anyway, we got a good show planned today. I got my sister Cathryn here to talk about comfort zones.
What's up?
What is up? So you kind of wanted to come on and talk about this big change that happened in your life.
Yeah, this whole just past year,
Yeah, it's been rough.
it's just full of changes.
Yeah, I think that's like a common theme for everybody too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody I talk to, especially anybody like in the same age range as like us, maybe a little older, maybe a little younger. It's just been a rough year, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, the big change that you went through was moving out of the house, and not to say moving out like, oh, I lived away at college, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is a different animal because it's like
I'm alone.
You're alone. There's that. Okay, yeah. And I know that's actually probably the biggest thing that is weighing on you is you don't have any roommates. You know, I mean, you got a cat,
I do.
which helps a lot.
My little Hazel.
But also there's this responsibility that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all you.
Yeah.
There's no roommates. There's no other adult like helping you out with like some other thing. Like literally like when you walk into that place, like it's all you, right?
Yeah.
And it's a lot different when you used to walk into your house, your parents' home,
Mm-hmm.
when you lived there for 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Like a very comforting environment. It's like
I mean, you know our house growing up. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like people kind of adapt to their surroundings. So, like, growing up, our house was not quiet.
no,
You know?
I mean,
like,
it still isn't quiet, which is why I had to move out.
Yeah.
When I did, yes, it's just not a peaceful place to be.
you like the quiet, the place where you can think. Like, quietness gives you peace, where quietness gives me anxiety, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Like, it's so funny how different people are, but
you also haven't figured out how to fill the quietness with yourself yet. Or
Yeah.
like, oh, I put on some TV, I can play music, I can do whatever I want. Like it's my
I'm
space.
playing a lot of music.
Yeah, you have to, right? It's either music or TV to like fill that space. But it's nice because the times that you would do that living at home, somebody's coming in and ruining it,
Yeah.
right? Dad usually flies through the door hooting and hollering all day.
Saying something crazy.
Always for no fucking reason at all.
Yep.
Like you're just trying to like even like read or like listen to music,
Something.
well, anything, and everybody just seems to want to get involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now you've left this comfort zone,
Yeah.
right? And now you've had to go and make your own comfort zone somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what we're here to talk about on this podcast.
Yes.
Usually I do a definition of what we're talking about. So
Okay.
today is comfort zone, which is a place or situation where one feels safe or at ease and without stress. Now, from that definition, seems like a very positive thing, right? Comfort zone. It is a positive thing.
Yeah.
I feel that comfort zones, just like everything else, have a negative side though,
Definitely.
right?
Yeah.
So if you get stuck in comfort zones, you won't like grow anymore, right?
That's when you get stagnant.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you use it more as a crutch.
Exactly.
Like, you know you should be doing something more, but you're too comfortable.
Yeah,
You know?
you're like, why would I?
Why would I mess this up?
Yeah, why? This is really easy.
This
what I'm
feels
doing.
good right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's felt good for 4 to 5 years, or
Yeah.
like in my case, like with the drugs, it was like this is 8 years. This is all I've known. Like I'm very comforted in this situation, right?
You're comfortable with the consistency
Yeah,
and with it's kind of like a safety net,
yeah,
you know, because you know what's going to happen.
yeah. You know the outcome.
Yeah.
You're like I know what I'm gonna get, and you know heading into the unknown is like always been a place of fear for humans, right?
Yeah.
So we like to know how our day's gonna go, and when things happen, we like to know how we're gonna deal with them.
Exactly.
Which is why we gravitate towards these comfort zones, right? So I think the first thing we're going to talk about is even before you even step out of the comfort zone, you're thinking about
it.
Right? You're dwelling on it. It's in the back of your mind, or it keeps coming up all the time. Any instance in life, like it's almost like a big red flag that just pops out of nowhere to have you think about dealing with it. And you're just like, fuck, I don't want to deal with it, right?
You're like, this sounds great. I'm thinking about this change that I want to do in my life, right? And it sounds great, but shit, now I actually have to make it happen.
Yeah, right.
You know? And it's like, how do I even do that?
And you have no idea how.
Yeah.
It's crazy because the mind is such a powerful tool that if you envision yourself doing something, you almost feel like you already fucking did it.
Yep. Or if you say it out loud, a lot of people say, like, if you have like certain goals in your life and you just spew them off to anybody and everybody, you already kind of have like a fake sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, like I did it already.
I already did it.
Yeah, the first step was telling everyone I was gonna do it, right? You know.
And then like they ask you 3 months later, "Hey, how'd that go?" I didn't.
I didn't do it. You know, I'm getting there though, right?
Still in the brain.
And that's another red flag. It's like, fuck, I got to deal with that. You know.
Yeah.
So you have this idea in your head of what you want to do or who you want to be, right? Kind of like visualizing, right? And now the action part is the difficult thing to do.
Well, because some people like they have this idea, but they don't know where to start or if they should ask for help or who to ask for help from. So like I think the key is like picking a small circle or people that you really, really trust and telling them or asking them for help of what you want to do.
Right.
That way they can encourage you. They can also be real with you, you know, and like they can give you things that you might not want to hear about that thing.
Of course.
You know?
Because you trust their opinion. So like you said, when you start telling like everybody that you're going to do something right, it's almost like you're implanting your future vision of yourself in other people. You're like, this is how I want people to view me as the person who did accomplish this, right?
Yeah.
And you fall short, right? Because you already felt like you did it. Now, when you're reaching out to like a circle of people that you trust, or even professional help, like a therapist or anybody, you're actually trying to put in the work now.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm gonna tell like the people that matter to me, which is what I had to do when I had to get sober. Granted, everyone like at first wasn't like not supportive of me, but they're like, do you really need to?
Yeah.
Almost, you know, because
it's like, is this really a problem?
Like, do you really need to like stop drinking? You know, and like lo and behold, like I did, right?
Yeah.
But then like I sought professional help with a therapist, right? So
I was just gonna say sometimes it takes like getting to your breaking point to make that change.
Of course, yeah.
You know,
it's usually something bad that happens, right? You know, which is stupid because
it's like, why can't we just do it when we're healthy?
Why can't we do it when we're supposed to, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that comes with like learning and age, because now you're a little more proactive, right?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm going to stay in shape because I know it's going to be good for me down the road. I'm not going to start caring about my health when I'm 50 and it's all crumbling.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's even harder to start.
Exactly.
You know?
So you're like trying to step out of your comfort zone in your 20s, right? Like going to the gym. No one likes going to the gym.
Yeah.
You got to go to the gym, right?
Yeah. Just get going, get it started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So visualizing and then talking about it is the first thing that you're going to do, right? You also ask people for their opinion on the matter, who you trust, like, oh, I don't think this is a good idea or whatever. And in your case, moving out of the parents' house. Now, it is very apparent that the millennial generation has an issue with moving out.
Yeah.
And whether that is student loan debt or, I think just an overall like fear of the world, like an unpreparedness for it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so it's a bad thing, right? But when you talk, like some of your friends still live at home, right? They're very
comfortable.
Love it, right? Like it's their thing. Like if they don't need to let go of it, they won't.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
I have a couple people like that as well. You know. So when you ask for their opinion on it, are they supportive of it?
My friends are actually, like, when I told them that I wanted to move out, they were very good at like giving me advice for me, you know?
Okay.
Like, even if they weren't in that place yet,
yeah,
they were thinking, like, this would be so good for you,
that's good then.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, I know that I don't necessarily need to move out right now, but I know, like, you've been hitting some walls at home. You've been, you know, feeling anxious at home and you want to grow more. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
This is going to be great for you. I'm so excited for you. And they're like hyping me up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is great. And then,
But you're like, how do
I do it?
How do I start? Because
How do I
then
start?
you were also very adamant about not renting, right?
I wanted to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you had to go through that whole buying process. Because honestly, like renting, it's like
Yeah.
it's super easy.
You can just go fill out an application,
They check your credit.
check your credit.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah,
You're in.
you're
know.
in.
And with buying a place, it's as I've also found out last year. Last year?
Yeah, was that last year?
It was last year when I was trying to look for a condo too. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of bullshit.
Oh my gosh. It's so much. And it's like, you got to get pre-approved for a loan. So then once you're pre-approved, then you can start looking at places. And then like you find a place, especially in the market right now, like
It's fucked.
everyone's bidding you out. Everyone's putting $20,000 more like as their asking price than the asking price.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm just like, I don't have that.
I can't do that.
I can't do that. This is my budget.
I don't think it's very smart at all.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck people are doing that. It's a fad. I think it's a thing. That's all I think it is.
They're just like, I want this property and I want it now.
And then their agent's like, yeah, you can definitely throw another 20, 30 grand over asking price. Everybody's doing it. Like,
Yeah.
we'll help you get this property. And then they take some off the top. Like, you sons of bitches.
It's like you did this for your own gain.
Exactly.
Luckily for me, I had Auntie Cindy as my real estate agent.
Yeah, exactly.
So she always had my best interest at heart. And she like went to bat for me with everything and just made sure that I was making really smart choices. So
that also comes down to like you're asking the right people, right? And you had the right people in your life to make this change.
yeah, I remember I just I started going to therapy in November.
Yeah.
And, you know, just a lot of personal reasons I needed to, I kept putting it off, you know, and then just like some things happened at home and, you know, you're just like,
it was a tipping point.
Yep.
You're like, I need to grow.
I need to grow now
as a person, right? Because these comfort zones are constricting,
Yeah.
right?
So it's like, ever since starting that, then I kind of was just able to view myself a little bit differently after going to therapy and like talking through some things. And then I was able to sit down and be like, okay, here's the next step. You know,
Yeah.
you are putting in the work to better yourself. And then I got that new job in May, and it was always in the back of my head that I wanted to move out this year. Like, you know me, I was saying it for like a year. I'm going to move out. I'm going to move out.
I'm gonna do this.
And John, you're like, then just fucking do it.
Yeah, and then you got the new job too, and I'm like, you really don't have like any better excuse right now for not moving out.
So once I got that job, I was like, shit, like I don't have any more excuses.
Yeah.
I got to do it now.
It was kind of like fight or flight at that moment, you know? And I actually remember when you got the job and it's in June and you were like still working, like it was very stressful with the new job,
Yeah.
right? Coming out of the comfort zone of your 2 part-time jobs you knew very well.
That was another big change.
Exactly. But they were very easy part-time jobs, right? To move to a corporate job, which has a lot of stress involved, obviously. And you were just, I was asking, so when are you moving out? And you go, oh, I don't know. I'm thinking of like staying here for another like 6 months or something. That was back in June. I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind. There's no way you're going to last that long.
Like, I just want to get comfortable in this role.
I got a couple other vacations I want to go on. And then I'm like, all right, we'll see how long this lasts.
I was looking at places
Yeah, exactly.
the next month.
Yeah, for sure.
I was already touring new places, and like I put an offer in 4th of July weekend, and I ended up not getting that place.
Yeah, I
which
remember that.
everything happens for a reason.
Of course.
And I was bummed, you know. I was like, shoot, now I got to start the process all over again. But then this other place came on the market, and the one that I have right now, and I was moved out by August.
Yeah, that was really quick.
It was super quick because here, like in my brain, I'm like, once I decide something and I'm in it, like I'm in it.
Yeah, it's 100%.
You know, it's either 0 or 100 for me.
I'm the same way.
Yep.
I think that's just the Lomnicki gene.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get that from Dad.
We don't really half-ass anything.
No, we
We
can't.
either don't do it at all.
Yeah, or do it completely.
Yeah.
Flat out, I'm not doing that. You know.
Nope.
Which is also like the 0 to 100 for like the comfort zones. It's
Yes.
like, I'm either not gonna break out of this comfort zone. I'm either gonna be fully immersed and not doing anything about it, or
Yep.
I'm just gonna run right through it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna deal with this head on.
Yeah.
You know.
And it took some time though. You know.
It was really. I'm not a patient person at all.
Yeah.
So like the fact that I was looking at these places and I was putting offers in and everything, and like things weren't happening like at a snap of my fingers.
And you were still dealing with like the job, right?
The job transition and
Yeah.
everything, and you know, just Gianna moving home.
Yep.
You know, everything was like Gianna's our little sister, so she moved home, and you know, you just go from a place that like used to feel so comfortable at home to now my office is at home, where it's a stressor.
Yeah.
You know, another sibling moved home, so that's a whole nother person's scheduled stuff to,
Right.
you know, is just around you.
The parents are stressed because both of the businesses were extremely busy this year.
This year was just
It's crazy.
stress on stress on stress,
Yeah.
you know. So I am thankful that I did end up moving out in August, because like it did push me out of that comfort zone. But again, it was because it didn't feel comfortable anymore,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Which is, I think that's very important, because as you say this, it's like you've been there for 4 years, right? Mm-hmm. You now reached a point where your own comfort zone wasn't comfortable anymore,
Yeah.
right? Although like in the moment when you're feeling it, like maybe you're on the couch or whatever, like you're comforting, but like there's still these little flags that come up where it's like, this isn't actually comfortable anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
This is just fake comfort.
Now, a lot of people will glance over those flags, right? And they'll stay in their comfort zones, even though they know it's bad for them,
Yeah.
right? Which facing that is actually how you grow, right? I mean, that's just plain and simple.
Yeah.
So you did all the work, you did the legwork, you went to therapy, you talked about it with people you care about. They helped you get to where you need to go, got a new job, closed on the place, moved in, shattered a whole bunch of comfort zones too.
Yeah.
We lost the cat
We lost the cat in the midst of all that.
in the midst of it. So there goes another comfort zone.
Yeah.
And now you're finally moved in to your new place, right? And it's exciting. You guys put a lot of work into it, making it your home. And then after you threw the party for the family and you're sleeping there for the first time by yourself, how did that first week go?
All right. So I always joke, I'm like, I'm an extrovert who lives alone and works from home. Like, it's like an oxymoron, right?
Yeah.
So that first week was rough.
Yeah, I
It
bet.
was so rough. Like the second you and Joey walked out, because you two were the last ones at the party,
I know.
I was like, okay, I'm alone now. All alone. And oh my God, I bawled.
That's fucking crazy.
I bawled my eyes out for like 3 days.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. Like every,
I think it was hitting you all at once that you got rid of all those comfort zones.
oh yeah.
And now you're alone to deal with it, because before it's like if you moved into a house in college, you got your
You got
roommates.
your roommates.
Woo, like,
Yeah.
you know, I can talk to somebody about it, you know.
All
and-
my friends are within like a 5-minute walk from me,
right,
you know?
and now this is a completely different animal,
Yeah.
and it just all hit you at once.
Oh gosh. Now that I've been there for about a month, like looking back, I'm like, yeah, that was tough. You know, I
Yeah.
can actually sit in comfort now by myself and like enjoy my place. It feels like home,
Yeah.
you know, but those first 2 weeks, I'm not going to lie, I wanted to run back
I bet.
I wanted to run back home,
Yep.
sit on that couch, binge some anime, and call it a day.
I'm like, I need this.
I just need
Please.
the past. Like, I don't know if it, like, who likes change, right?
I don't think nobody does.
Nobody.
Even
like,
even the people that make big changes in their life, like going through it, it's not fun.
no.
Okay?
And I'm
But
like,
it's necessary.
it is necessary. And I think that's the biggest part of comfort zones is, so you have this idea in your head of like the change that you want to make and how it's going to turn out and what your life is going to look like after you've changed. But that's the whole point of changing, is that you are not prepared for doing something new
Of course.
in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, I had this idea of, oh my gosh, this is going to be great. I'm going to sit on the couch. I'm going to watch TV without any interruptions. I'm going to, when I cook in the kitchen, like it's just going to be my mess. I'm not cleaning up after anybody. And then like you sit there and you're like, I miss the interruptions.
you miss
know?
the people.
And I miss okay, no, I don't miss cleaning up after people.
No,
I never miss that.
No,
But,
no.
like you just kind of, you're not prepared for missing the things that
You once cherished. Yeah.
yeah, like that you once hated.
Yeah, that's
You know?
yeah, that it started out as a love and then you started to hate it,
Yeah.
right? But that's just all growing up, you know?
It's tough.
I don't think that I have ever I have felt that way the times where I've moved to Michigan, right? And even though I had like my squad up there, right?
Yeah.
It still sucked like moving into a new place and I'm like standing there and I'm like, damn, like everyone's back home in
Yeah.
Chicago, you know?
It doesn't
Like,
feel like home yet.
no, it doesn't. It never really did because it was either like a dorm room or like a town.
Something temporary.
Yeah, it was temporary. It was never a home up there, you know?
Yeah.
But then when I like came back here, I don't know, even moving to like different apartments, like I've been like, I spend like the next 2 days, like I literally throw everything into the place I moved in. And the next 2 days I unpack it mercilessly in order to have it feel like home. So like the setup, like I just know the setup now though, like for me, because I haven't lived at home for a long time, right? So this is obviously like my comfort zone,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I was going to say, I'm like, you haven't lived at home in a while.
Yeah.
But like 6 years, probably.
Probably something like that.
Yeah. So I was just going to say, I'm like, I haven't really stepped out of my comfort zone since going to college.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Like,
'Cause
and college was 7 minutes away from home.
You didn't really go away to school.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, yeah, mom moved me into the dorm and left me alone, and I had to make new friends. I've had the same friends for like 10 years, you know?
Yeah.
So like you got to make new friends. And I was going to say like stepping out of your comfort zone is like you don't do it very often,
No. But you should.
but you should.
See-
you should really challenge yourself more.
See, we get rusty in the adult world, right? We get out of school, find a job, whatever. Maybe in the millennial sense, we move back home. Okay. We're not meeting a bunch of random people all the time, like in college.
Yeah.
And when you get really comfortable in a job, your coworkers, the spots you go hang out, the people you meet, right?
Yeah. There's not much newness.
There's not at all
Yeah.
any newness. And we get stuck in that stagnant nature, whatever, right? So in order to like shake it up, I think life has a weird way of sending us like wake up calls.
Yeah.
And we can either run from those or take them like, hey, if I experience this, I can probably maybe even enjoy it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to hurt. Maybe I'm going to learn something, right? We have to toy with that thought instead of just being like, I'm not doing it,
Yeah. Nope.
right?
That sounds tough.
Yeah, that's that's not comfortable. That's
That
tough.
sounds hard.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm not doing that. Yeah, I was going to say like I think from our family's perspective, like we are achievers.
Yeah,
you know what I
we're
mean?
just doers.
We're just doers.
Yeah.
Like we don't like sitting stagnant.
I can't.
Nope.
It's not
Just,
possible.
we can't sit still.
Lisa says I have a problem relaxing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We were always doing stuff
Like,
as kids.
You have to be.
You know? Like,
even when I wasn't doing schoolwork or sports, like how mom and dad wanted me to do, if I was playing video games, that was my other thing that I did.
yeah, like we were just constantly stimulated.
Had to do something.
Yeah.
Right?
So I was going to
is an
say, I was
issue.
like, I hadn't accomplished anything since I graduated back in 2018. You know? Like,
I mean, that's how you view it now.
that's how I viewed it now.
That's how you view it now, right? So I could have done the same thing. I could have been like, I wasted 8 years being a drug addict,
Yeah.
is how initially I viewed it in my first year of sobriety. So I was like merciless towards myself. I'm like, I have to get better. I've wasted all of this time. People are moving on and doing things, and I'm like literally starting
Like,
at
what did I do?
exactly like
Yeah.
I'm starting at square one again. And now, like, 3.5 years into my sobriety, I'm like, it's not even comparable. Like
Yeah.
the things I learned during
Like, look
that
at all
time.
the wisdom you've gained from that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now I got a book coming out. Like I've got enough like confidence to do a podcast.
Yeah.
Like the people I've met in my life, like I still see all of those people who stayed with me through all the bullshit.
Yeah.
So I could view it as I wasted that time. But the comfort zone of like viewing your past as a shackle, that's an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're emotionally taught in a society to like grapple with that, right?
Yeah.
But you have-
yeah, exactly. Because I was going to say, like, something about like sitting and feeling like all of the discomfort
Sitting
of
in it.
sitting in it.
Yeah.
It comes like when you make that change in your life and you've done it, and now you're there, and now you're sitting in all the discomfort of it. There's the self-doubt.
Yeah, I
you
was
know?
gonna say.
The
Well, first it
self-doubt.
hit you with the loneliness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loneliness first, then
Yeah.
self-doubt.
yeah.
All of those deprecating feelings.
Yeah.
But it's like the self-doubt is like, this also comes with like, having your first big person job too,
Right.
and it comes with, I know my therapist told me it was imposter syndrome. So you don't feel like you deserve this.
Yep.
Like this accomplishment that you made for yourself, for some reason, you think you're a fraud.
Yeah, you don't want to give yourself credit.
No.
You're like, this is a fluke.
You're like, how did I get here?
Yeah,
I don't
right.
deserve this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. Like, you downplay all of your, like, good things about yourself.
Right.
That actually got you to where you are,
Of course. But that's what we've been doing for so many years, right?
Yeah.
So it's like comforting to bring ourselves down,
Yeah.
right?
Why?
It's fucking stupid.
So dumb.
It's so dumb, right? And
Like-
as we talk about it, we're like, we're so dumb.
Yeah.
Why do we
Give
even
yourself
do
a pat on the back. Like, you got here for a reason.
that? For sure.
Like, this is all, like, on you,
Like you put in the work.
You put in the work. You applied for that job. You got yourself out of the hole that you were in with, drugs or addictions or like anything. Like you did that,
right?
Why are you downplaying
Yeah,
that?
right. That's stupid.
It's so dumb. And yeah, you got help, like you got help from your friends, your therapist, your family, everything like that. But at the end of the day,
It had to be
nobody
you,
can make you do that.
right?
You
Like
know?
nobody we don't come from like a rich family. It's not
No.
like mom and dad bought you the condo. You're gonna go live on your own now,
Yeah.
honey. Like that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Right? Like nobody forced you to move out,
No.
right? Like you did that. You had to.
I had to look up how to do it all and like, do all the research and everything. And that's the boring stuff. And I don't like boring.
Dude, that's the same shit I had with like starting the podcast. I'm like, how am I gonna make this sound like good quality?
Yep.
Where am I gonna post this? How do I get this on Spotify? Everyone
Yeah.
listens to everything on Spotify. I had no idea how to do any of this shit.
Yeah.
Right? I had no idea how to fucking publish a book. I'm still learning shit right now. I have
Yeah.
no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea. So
I still have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm literally, and this is just the business world, or this is the world in general. I'm paying people to do the things I don't know how to fucking do.
Yeah. You know what? And that's
fine.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, for
you know?
real.
You surround yourself with a team and you just play on each other's strengths.
Exactly.
You know, the things that you lack, somebody else makes up for. You don't know how to do something, you go to the person who does and they'll teach you.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's like, in that sense, you're trusting somebody with something, right?
Yeah.
You're trusting someone with your life almost, or your experience, you know, that takes a certain sense of vulnerability.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Please help me. You know, and it takes a lot to come to that, right?
Yeah.
But you going to a therapist, you know how that is.
It's very humbling.
It's a very humbling experience. Same with me as well. Now, after the first initial week of your loneliness, right? Then you got hit with the self-doubt. You're like, do I even want to be here? This is a mistake. I want to go home. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh, and all the bugs.
Yeah, I forgot about that shit.
On top of getting used to a new place, it couldn't even feel comfortable because there were bugs everywhere. Like, and I'm such a phobia of bugs. I have such a phobia of spiders. And you know what? Like, now that I've gone through it, I sprayed for the bugs. I like did the research on how to, like, you know, not get bugs in your place.
Right.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now that it's like kind of over, I'm like, you know what? If I had a crippling phobia, I probably would have just moved out and said, fuck it.
For sure.
You know? But you shift through the uncomfort, the things that make you want to, like, close back up.
And curl up in a ball. Yeah.
And you just get through it. And on the other side, like, the therapist called it just growing pains.
That is.
Like,
that's what it is.
these are growing pains.
Yeah.
You know? You have to feel uncomfortable to feel comfortable again.
You can't just, like, dodge feeling uncomfortable, because then what is life then?
Yeah. You have to feel all of it.
Exactly.
You know, you got to feel the good. You got to feel the bad. You got to feel just everything, because if you only choose to feel the good parts, then they're not going to feel that great.
They're not. No.
Because you have nothing to compare it to.
Exactly.
Like
years of being in like your good comfort zone, you're like, hey, this is really nice. And then after 4 years, you're like, why isn't this nice anymore?
Exactly. It's just like, hi, I'm normal.
Hi, I'm normal.
Yeah.
Hi.
Nice weather we're having.
How's it going? Yeah. I live. I
exist.
I am a human. I do things, and I go to work, and I come home.
Yep.
What a lame.
But then when you really step out and you get over something that you thought that you couldn't get over.
Yeah.
And you're on the other side, you're like, I'm so glad I stuck it out.
Yeah, for real.
You know, nobody gets over that and thinks, man, that was too hard. No.
Or nobody gets over something like, that was stupid. I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
Like, no, you probably gain a little bit more confidence.
You gain confidence, you gain knowledge, you gain wisdom, so that you might be able to help somebody else
through that shit.
Yeah. Or it kind of gives you a buffer to other hard things in life.
Yeah.
Like,
because you're like, oh, I dealt with this.
So I could deal with more. You know?
Yeah.
I got over this hill. I can get over that hill. I can get over that mountain eventually. You know? So it's just like each hard thing that you go through in life, it just keeps shaping you into a stronger person.
As long as you keep facing them, you know?
Yeah.
I'm in a comfort zone right now where, not really a comfort zone, but like I started smoking cigars again. It's very comforting to me, you know? And me and Lisa talked about, it was actually me and my mentor talking about, like, people with ADHD who have a problem with impulse control, right? So nicotine apparently has something to do with, like, the adrenal glands, right? Or the receptors. So, like, by smoking, you're, like, calming yourself down. So nicotine is a stimulant, right? Same with coffee, but for people with ADHD, they're doing studies and finding out that it actually calms them down, right? Which is why I, like, gravitate towards smoking the cigars again. You know, I rolled my ankle. I can't play basketball. The book has been really stressful. So the last couple of weeks, I'm in this comfort zone of, like, smoking cigars, right?
Yeah.
I know I need to get out of it, right? And I'm going to take a different comfort zone or a different coping mechanism is what we talked about last week.
Yeah.
So I have to get back in the gym and do that, you know?
Yeah.
So I got to face that.
I listened to that one and I was like, I have no coping skills.
Dude, Lisa said that flat out to my face. I don't have any coping mechanisms. Like, what the fuck?
I'm like, I don't cope. I avoid it. I just
Yeah.
avoid it all. Like any type of hard thought or hard feeling or anything like that, I just avoid it. And I'm like, you don't exist.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go on a vacation.
I don't have a problem right now.
Yeah.
Right? It's so
I'm happy.
It's not healthy either, though.
No. I have an avoidance personality. It talks a lot about it in the Enneagram, you know, like your personality number and everything like that. Like 7s, the enthusiasts, anything that basically anything that's not fun, we're not about it.
I can see that.
You know?
Yeah.
Like any type of hardship in the family or like just something tough or like sadness, you know, we avoid it and we just fill our schedules or fill our time with anything to make us not think about that stuff.
Of course, yeah.
You know? And some people are like, no, I like to sit in my sadness and I like to sulk.
Like somebody.
Like someone I know.
It's definitely me, for sure.
And it's just like, it's funny how people, you know, deal with that kind of stuff. So it was like, not being able to sit in the discomfort is bad, but then sitting in it too long
is bad.
Is also bad.
Which that sitting in that discomfort is a comfort zone for me.
God, that's crazy.
Because and I'm gonna give my reasoning behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been very good the last 3.5 years of my journey through sobriety of not sitting and sulking in my sadness.
Yeah.
Actually, so much to the point where I would go a very large amount of time without writing. Right? Mm-hmm. Like sometimes I would go a month or two without writing, and that's not good, you know, because I didn't want to I didn't want to sit in my discomfort because it was a comfort zone to me.
Yeah.
Because it was attached to the drugs, right? Now I get to this place where I'm kind of in a discomfort again with the cigars as a comfort zone, the nicotine. But artists use pain to be artistic, right? So
Oh, yeah.
you get where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
It's giving me another perspective on the same thing. Like, I know I have to stop, and that's fine, you know, but it's just another comfort zone I got to get rid of.
Yeah.
But talking about it, like, with Lisa or my mentor and stuff, like, talking about it with these people that I trust their opinion on it.
Yeah.
So now I'm at the first step that we started talking about, facing that I got to stop this.
You're facing it, then you got to start doing it, and it just snowballs. Like,
Exactly.
I'm the complete opposite, where I have learned to sit in my discomfort, apart from running away from it.
Yeah, but you sit in it, but you say that it doesn't exist, though.
I'm making myself like know that it exists now.
Now, you're learning.
Now
Okay,
I'm learning.
yeah.
I'm learning now,
Yeah.
presently,
Yeah.
how to accept bad feelings and accept that shitty things happen in life, and you cannot just bury them, you know?
Right.
You have to face them. With like Bubba passing away,
Yeah, I was fucked.
I wanted to just go on a vacation or go like get drunk, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
of
I just
course.
wanted to go numb myself from feeling,
For sure.
you know, his passing.
Yeah.
But no, I allowed myself to sit and cry and think about him
And feel it.
and feel it.
Yep.
And you know, I just think that's what you got to do when you're an avoider, you know?
Yeah.
Like sit in it and appreciate it. Appreciate that you can not only just feel the good things, but you can feel the bad things too.
I mean, life that would be, like you said, only good. I think that's boring. If life was just 100% good all the time,
Yeah.
you know, because you gotta give yourself something to smile about. If something bad happens and then something good happens, it's like 10 times better.
Yeah.
You know,
It is.
for sure. So sitting in our comfort zones, getting out of them, these are difficult things to do, right?
Yeah.
Anybody who's listening to this podcast is usually coming here because, I told them to, right?
Listen to this.
All 20 of my followers, check this shit out, right? And I guess
it's a good one.
I guess it's pretty entertaining too, But for the people who come to listen to this that don't know me or whatever, that are actually coming for learning, what tips can we give these people in order to face these comfort zones?
I think one of the biggest ones is just knowing that what you like. Okay, I'm going to try to word this because words are hard. Like having this idea in your head of how you want it to turn out or how you want to turn out, expect that it's not going to look exactly like that.
For sure.
And that when you're prepared for, a little bit for outcomes to come out a little bit differently and not as perfect, you're not as thrown off.
Yeah, when something does happen like that.
Yeah. So it's yes, great. Have an idea in your head, have a plan, but also just count for things aren't going to go 100% how you planned.
Yeah, no way.
I
think that deters a lot of people too, because maybe they start putting in the work to breaking out of a comfort zone and things just aren't feeling how they thought it would.
Yep.
And they immediately shift back
Yeah.
to their comfort zone, right?
Exactly. Because it's new and it's unexpected, and we tend to run from things that are unexpected. So just expect the unexpected. As cheesy as that sounds.
Now we're throwing cliches out here.
As cheesy as that is. But I think that was a big one, is just before I moved in, my therapist, he was just just know this is gonna be bumpy.
Yeah.
I know you're excited. I know you're excited about this place. It's gonna be your new home. You're excited to decorate. You're excited to move in. You're excited to make it your own. But just know that it's gonna be bumpy,
And it was.
And it was. And it was bumpy moving in. And, me and Mom sometimes butted heads a little bit about how I wanted certain things in the place,
Of course.
And so just being prepared that whatever change you're trying to make in your life, try not to plan it out too much to the point where you have no room for it to
wiggle room or at all. Yeah, you got to have the goal in mind. And I think you have to be able to visualize how you think you want yourself to come out on the other side. But it's got to be pliable. It's got to be changeable, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't predict the fucking future.
No, you got to roll with the punches.
Exactly.
I guess another thing is if you're thinking about making a change in your life or stepping out of your comfort zone, just reach out to the people that love you and reach out to the people that you trust. But if you don't have that support system, try journaling, try writing down to-do lists, just everything that you need to get done to accomplish this goal, get it down.
These are actually coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you just said. Yeah. Making to-do lists, or also, like you said, if you don't have that type of support group, I think if you don't have that type of support group, you got to go find one.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no reason why anyone on this planet should feel alone.
Yeah, completely.
As much as we'd like to think, well, no one knows what I'm going through. I'm alone. I'm gonna. This is
no
it.
one understands.
No one
me.
understands the pain I'm going through. I'm just gonna sit and sulk about it. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Right. Lo and behold, there are people who have probably broken out of the same comfort zones that you have, and some people who still haven't, but have a different insight on it.
And they have empathy.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Just because someone didn't go through the exact same thing that you went through, they might have went through something really tough for them, so they can imagine
how it is for you,
how you feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely just trying to get involved any way that you can in a group of people, like whether that be like a support group or a church or like
Or a therapist
or
too.
a therapist.
Shit.
Like we as humans, we're meant to be with other humans.
Of course.
You know, solitude is
It's not that great.
it's rough.
I mean, so for someone, you're pretty extroverted, right? But, you know.
But I can appreciate my solitude now.
I enjoy it.
I enjoy
for
it.
a little bit.
I can sprinkle it in there.
Right. Yeah, I think like knowing your limits too. Don't push yourself too hard.
Yeah.
Like, so here's the main thing. Stepping out of a comfort zone, like addiction for me. It's been 3.5 years. All right.
Yeah.
Like you said, don't have these expectations that are like set in stone, right? It might take a little longer than you think. You started going to therapy in November. You didn't even move into your new place until August. So that's a pretty long time frame.
Yeah.
And in that time frame, you went through other struggles, got a new job, all this other stuff. For me, it was like 3.5 years of like constant self-work, right? Like you're not going to be like, I'm going to stop watching a lot of TV and work out 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Right now.
Every single change that I want to make about myself needs to happen right now.
No, it's not going to work. You're going to burn yourself out and you're going to
Yeah.
hate yourself.
Small, achievable goals.
Exactly. Try and handle maybe one comfort zone at a time.
Yeah. Start making one thing a habit, you know? I think that's like what it takes, like 2 months to create a habit
And break
Right?
one, I think.
and break one.
Yeah, I mean that the day count for that is arguable depending on what it is, but you
Yeah.
can safely say 2 months is a good time frame.
Yeah. So if you feel like you're in a good place in 2 months, like maybe start something else,
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
Like it's really, really easy to get overwhelmed and just say, fuck it all.
Fuck
I'm
it
not
all.
even starting any of it.
Fuck it all.
Fuck it all. Like you just get so overwhelmed by how many things you want to do and how many things you want to change
Right.
that you just, well, this is too much. So I'm not going to start any of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or you fail at one thing and you're like, I'm quitting on all of them.
Yeah.
But maybe you didn't realize that there was a different comfort zone you needed to tackle first.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Like comfort zones and, just finding that peace after
Yeah.
it comes and it goes. Life, kind of like what you talked about in the grief podcast.
Yeah.
It is not linear.
Nope.
Life is not linear.
Not at all.
You can't think that like inner peace or like the peace that you find after you get out of a comfort zone is going to last forever.
Nope.
Because that's so unrealistic and you're
Yeah.
going to just get hit like a boulder. Like a boulder's going to hit you the next time.
For sure. Something bad
tough
happens.
comes up.
Yeah, exactly.
So just know that when you do get over that hump and you achieve something, celebrate your achievement. Really feel it. You earned it. Like that is something huge. Just know that it's going to leave eventually.
Eventually. And
You
you're
know?
going to get hit with the next thing.
You're going to get hit with the
Yeah.
next thing. But guess what? That inner peace and achievement is going to come right back after you get over that next thing.
Exactly.
So, like, there's always something to work towards and get over, enjoy it, and then start working on the next thing.
Yep.
You know?
You got to stay hungry like that. Mm-hmm. Once you start tackling one or two comfort zones, it's just like dominoes.
Yeah.
Then you're just constantly looking for a way to like lessen the blows that you're taking from life. Right. And
You
then,
like create an armor for yourself.
Exactly.
The more you get through.
You're also like trying to make sure you bounce back quicker. Right. Like you're doing all of this productive work on yourself to lessen the blow you take from life when bad things happen and also increase the magnitude that you bounce back at. You're like, I'm
Yeah.
going to bounce back better than this. I'm not going to sulk too long.
Yeah.
Right. I got something else to do. The next time something hits you, like, I fucking got this. Right.
Yeah.
Like you're constantly like trying to tell yourself these things.
Exactly. It just kind of motivates you more
Exactly.
to, when something does come back up, you're like, I got this.
I got this shit.
Yeah.
I ain't even tripping.
And then you get in it and you're like, oh, wait, shit, I don't have this.
You're like, oh, fuck.
Wait, I don't have this at all.
Oh, wait, help me.
Help me, please.
Me.
But then you get over it and you're just like, oh, yeah, no, I had that.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was freaking out for no reason.
Yeah.
So, anything else we need to say? We good?
No, I think we about covered comfort zones.
I think we hit all the main points we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thinking about stepping out, start talking to people, then actually making the move to do it. It's going to be weird at first. Don't have this perfect vision of what you think the future is going to hold. Be a little pliable to those changes. Sit in that discomfort and let it change you. Let it morph you. Don't fall back into old comfort zones. And you'll surely find the peace at the end of this all.
Yeah.
Right?
Great summary.
Sweet.
Love
all right.
it.
All right, cool. Well, appreciate everybody coming out, listening to the podcast. Like I said, keep an eye out for the next one. Tell your friends, family, and I don't know, random people you find on the streets to listen to this freaking podcast. But we're peacing out. Y'all have a good rest of your day.
Bye.